Okay. We're just gonna record it anyways. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna take this to failure. It's just that there's a lady and her kid here, so I'm gonna have to try and be quiet. So this is gonna be very painful. There we go. And I'm thirsty. This is for hip abductors. You just want to sink down, and you're focusing on only using this muscle. You don't want to use any other muscle. And at first you might have to start out with assistance. You might even have to start out like this, just to make it easier for you. And then when that gets more comfortable, you can switch to more static positions, or a static variation of a harder position. And that's what this would be, where you just hold it. And then when that gets easier, you sink and then raise up. Now, it's a little tricky and hard to do. I'm not strong enough to do it comfortably yet, but just go down and raise up. Do as many of these as you can until you can't. And then from that point, you're kind of just holding on for dear life. Gonna add some assistance to make it easier because it's getting hard. I'm really focused on getting into that hip. I have a sharp pain in my hip. I have limited mobility, so I'm focusing on getting into that. Now I'm gonna push up. I can't do another one of those, so now we're just gonna hold on for dear life. And that's what one set of those looks like, and that's for hip abductor. That'll be very good for your hip health. Next is the same movement, just reverse. I'm tired. I need water and food. It's this movement right here. Again, I'm going to do this to failure just to show you what it looks like. Now that, to be honest, I could have held on for a few more seconds. That's a bit of a failure there, but still good, and my leg still hurts like crazy. Now next is getting on the bench. And like I said, it's the same movement but opposite. Instead of pushing in, you're pushing out. So you're getting your internal and external strength. You want to train everything in the leg. You don't want to miss a single part. Just get on your side. And remember, that stretch I showed you earlier for the internal rotation of the hip, this gets that. When your lead leg, the one that you're training with, sinks past this leg, you will feel that same feeling that you get whenever you practice that internal rotation. So again, you want to sink past this leg down here and raise it. Now I'm going to do it this way so you're not just staring at my ass. Go down, get it to sink as low as possible. This kind of hurts. I have a very bony ass. I can't sink lower than that, that's fine. Just going as low as possible and then as high as possible, and controlling the whole movement as much as you can. Now it's hard to push these to failure. I think it's because my leg's weak. I've noticed the weaker your muscles are, the more undeveloped they are, the harder it is to push to true failure. So what I start to do is cheat, but try to keep the form strict, but just don't be so strict on going up and down slow. And that's failure. I can't do more than that. So there's those two movements. So we've showed internal rotation, external rotation. We've trained the muscles for internal and external rotation. Horse stance, I've already showed you that. Horse stance is like super wide, like this. Feet going as far to the left and right as possible, and then sinking down and stretching the, what would that be, hamstrings? Hip abductors, and then trying to sink into that position. It actually really would help to have weight, because if I had weight on my back, it would push me down and get me into a more stretch position. It'd be an assisted stretch like the one you saw earlier with that calf stretch. But like a weighted backpack, that'd be perfect while doing this, because this is stretching right here. Like, I am stretching my legs. I am strengthening my body while I sit here and casually talk. Shit's pretty sick. Just gonna add in some movement, why not? You know what I mean? Still stretching. There's that. And then you can turn this into an exercise by getting a bar, staying low, and pushing your ass to the sky, and keeping everything else compact and tight. That's that same exercise I showed you earlier. Now the next exercise, this one, I'm gonna show a few here. You're not gonna be able to do these, but one day, and very soon, you'll be able to even get close. Even just getting close to these movements is incredible because they're so hard. Next is the same one I showed you earlier. It's called a hack squat. You've seen, what's that guy's name? Tom Platz. Smith machine hack squat. He does the same movement. Just get down and just do a squat. Knees over toes. Knees purely over toes. And then, hold up. Raise yourself up. I can't do it controlled yet. But that's one of those things. That's one of the exercises that I just do throughout the day. Like if I'm at work and I got nothing to do, I'll just stop and pop out one of those real quick. And it's good for the legs. It's never bad for them. It's just free exercise. Like, that's what I love about that's what I love about me switching to training this way. I can just, throughout the day, just that little bit extra, just that little bit extra. And because of that, it's made the progress that I've been able to see in just 3 months. No, yeah, 2 to 3 months. Incredible. Like if you looked at my legs 2 to 3 months ago, I can get a picture of them compared to now. It's fucking crazy, and I'm actually gonna do that. But it's insane because I squatted. I exercised legs 2 times a week, and I trained to failure, but I saw no progress. But the second I start training knees over toes, I feel the stretch in the quads and I feel the burn, and the legs just explode, dude. They're huge and my knees don't hurt. I can just casually sit here like this. I didn't even realize I was sitting like this. But 2 months ago, I wouldn't have even dreamed of doing this. Like, I'd be done for the rest of the day. My knees would be fucked. And it's crazy how fast the body adapts. But there's that hack squat, there's that sissy squat. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get off topic, man, because this is genuinely something that I'm extremely passionate about and really care about. But there you go, you have that. And the next one, and this is gonna be one of your biggest goals, is a reverse Nordic. If you do a reverse Nordic, dude, you have to have quad flexibility, hip flexor flexibility, quad strength, hip strength. Like, you need to be strong, okay? You also have to have ankle mobility and ankle strength. Now, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this. I mean, fuck, my knees are on concrete right now, so this sucks. But it's this right here. You've seen me do it before. But go as far back as you can go. Whenever I first started out, you know, comfortable, like 8 to 10 reps. I don't really have a rep range that I follow. And I honestly really don't even do this movement that much. I should do it more. I guess I don't do it just because I already can, but I'm gonna start doing this more. is this. Just go down as far as you can. When I first started out, it was like right here. Nothing crazy. You just don't want to hurt yourself. And the further you can go, the better. And the goal is to be able to go all the way down, touch your head on whatever the hell the floor, and come back up. Now, when you come back up, you're not want to come up like that. You want to move the whole body up. You're trying to open up. You want to keep the hips forward the whole time. You do not want your hips to sink in, because then it gets rid of a lot of the leverage, and it makes the movement easier. Now, if you can't do the movement, and you feel like you have to let the hips sink a little bit to be able to accomplish it, then absolutely do it. Absolutely do that. Work at your own pace. So we've covered that. The next leg workout, which is one I can't do, and I haven't even ever done, but I need to learn how to do because it's going to be great for knee health, is a Nordic. That was a reverse Nordic. The Nordic is the same movement, but instead of pushing with your quads, you push with your hamstrings. Brutal. It's an exercise that you see a lot of athletes doing, explosive athletes, like in the NFL, especially in the NFL, for example, because it's just great for knee health, explosivity, mobility. It's just perfect. It's one of those things that if you can do it, there's no way you're gonna have knee pain. Like there's just nobody with knee pain can do that movement. It's not possible, to put it simply. And that's what I love about this. And what I love about calisthenics is it's all simple. Exercise oftentimes is very overcomplicated. And the reason why is because it sells money. If you can overcomplicate it, make it seem like it's a bigger deal than it actually is, then people feel like they have to listen to you. They feel like they have to copy you and do everything you do. And that's just a load of bullshit. Why do we have to listen to this one person? What, this one guy has it all figured out? This one dude? What's your proof? Are you fucking kidding me? Until now, ATG, knees over toes, that dude, that guy has it all figured out. He has it down to a T, a perfect system. That is the person that I would listen to if I were to get into this. So if you find these videos, if you have leftover questions and don't really know like where to go, if you just have any more questions or you're just wondering, go to him. Go to that guy. Not because I don't want you to come to me. You can still come to me. But he's just so fucking smart, man. He has it all figured out. He's where I got that one split squat from. And he's also where I got that ankle strengthening exercise from, where you like point in the feet, knees over toes, and do 1-inch walks from left to right. He's smart, man. That guy knows what he's talking about. So, trying to think if there's anything else I forgot. Now, let me know if you have a bad upper back, a bad lower back. If you have bad shoulder, you definitely have bad shoulders since you couldn't do that movement from yesterday. Definitely work on that movement. First off, one of the reasons why you can't do it, it's going to be a tight chest. Weak shoulders. Holy fuck, I can show you this real quick. Let me take my dog off her leash. Good girl. I'm going to have to go inside soon. We've been outside for like an hour. She hasn't had any water. So this exercise right here, this is where I was last night. You just couldn't tell because it was dark as heck outside. I'm at a church, so probably shouldn't be cussing. But this right here. I'm also going to show you that German dead hang. These are the things that Sands, if you can do them, you will have strong shoulders. It's not possible for you to be able to do this and have weak shoulders and have a bad back. It's just not possible because your body's strong enough to do it. And if it's strong enough to do it, why would you be in pain? 1 + 1 = 2. So this, I had a guy, Mac, from downstairs show me this. One of my neighbors showed me this. He's definitely a smart dude. He knows what he's talking about in some sense. But it's a 1-arm hang. And at first you start off just doing this, and you first do it with assistance. So stand up. That's how I started out. Stand up and just walk around. Get the shoulder moving in this position, because think about it. When's the last time you've done this, Sands? Exactly. So do you really think you're going to be able to support your whole body weight with one arm doing a full rotation? The grip strength, shoulder strength, mobility, and flexibility, you need to be able to do that. It takes time. So just start out assisted And to practice grip strength, once you get better at that, you can just hang one arm. If that's too hard, hang 2 arms. You can train wrists. To train your grip strength, you can hold the bar like this, and then boom, just like that. Then once you sort of get that down, it's just anytime you see a problem or a weakness, use your brain, figure it out, start doing it, do it to failure, make sure it sucks, and you will get stronger. Very simple. So the movement to show you is this. Feet off the ground, you're just hanging, and you're trying to focus on that muscle to rotate you back and forth. You can train that muscle. Like, imagine the fact that I'm able to support my whole body weight on this one arm, one shoulder, and rotate back and forth, having to use a muscle. I don't even know what muscle this uses to rotate your body. It strengthens the hell out of the muscle. So learning to do that exercise, I'm not gonna, actually, I'll do the other arm. If you do one arm, you have to do the other arm. The last thing you want is a muscle imbalance. Even if one arm's freakishly strong and the other one's strong, that's still bad. They both need to be either just strong or freakishly strong. Having any sort of muscle imbalance is very, very bad for your body long term. And the reason why I know this is because I have a muscle imbalance. My left arm is stronger than my right arm. My left leg is stronger than my right leg, and that's from parkour. When I did parkour, I was always left dominant. When I jumped, left leg. When I climbed, left arm. When I vaulted, left arm. And because of that, I have a lot of problems and weaknesses in my right hip and right knee and right shoulder. Believe it or not, I didn't see that one coming, but I'll be able to work on that. Now, another thing I was doing last night is a German dead hang. All of these exercises have progressions. So if you're looking at me doing it and going, I can't do it, well, look at an easier way to do it and just copy that, because I promise you, it's all in levels. Whenever you play a video game, do you go from level 1 to level 5 or level 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? If you can't do 5, you start off where you can start off and move out from there. It's all progressive. It all depends on the person. So, German dead hang. This is how I almost tore my bicep. It's because I did what you're about to see with absolutely almost no preparation. My only preparation was this movement, which is actually, believe it or not, one of the preparations for the German dead hang, and I didn't even know that. And I didn't even know this had a name. I just kind of did it one day and then looked it up afterwards. The German dead hang. Go down like this and then drop the body and hang here. This is how I almost tore my bicep. So you could imagine how weak I was before. And then lift your body up. And you could see why last night I was making all that fucking noise. It sounded like I was dying, because that's very hard. And my arms are still tired from last night, so it's hard. But that's good for shoulder mobility. Yeah, then we have that, then we have that. This is for chest. If you have a tight chest, boom, do that. You're gonna have tight lats. I promise you, I don't even need to know. Everybody has tight muscles because everybody just sits around and nobody stretches. So I don't even have to look at most people. I just know everybody has tight lats, shoulders, chest, calves, everything. So for tight lats, find something to grab onto, get your other hand and just push. And you're looking for a stretch right here. And you were going to need this for shoulder mobility, believe it or not. Having tight lats gets in the way of your shoulders, and you'll feel it on this one arm hang because it stretches the lats. So it's something that you will have to do, and it's not hard. Again, that's what I love about stretching. Right now, it's really not that hard. Compared to training to failure and that type of pain, this is nothing, bro. This is nothing. It's fun, to be honest. Here we go. What I like to do is like push forward with this hand, and with this shoulder, push forward as well, just to have both of those stretching out the lat just a little bit more. So that'll stretch out your lats. We got that. We got the chest. We got all the shoulder stretches and exercises. We got most of the leg stretches and exercises. Next is going to be training hip flexors, which I didn't show you this. And the best part about training hip flexors is one, it's extremely important. Nobody does it. I mean, you have to have strong hip flexors if you want to have explosivity, like a lot of athletes do, because the hip flexors is boom. It's that movement right there. How the fuck are you supposed to boom, run and explode if your hip flexors can't even take you to the destination? It's just not possible. So hip flexors, this exercise is very simple, and you can do it anywhere. You can do it sitting in a lobby waiting for something. You can do it sitting in the shower. You can do it in your bed. You can do it anywhere where you were sitting on your ass. I'll just go and show you, to be honest. No. Very simple. And literally just raise the leg. That's all you're doing. And just like all the other exercises, up, down, slow, and then do that. Now with hip flexors, since the movement is a little bit easier, it doesn't have to be crazy strict. Just keep the tension on the muscle is what I like to do. Because I think since the hip flexor is such a strong muscle and that movement doesn't really stretch it, that slow eccentric and explosive concentric just doesn't matter as much. At least it doesn't feel like it to me. It just doesn't feel the same. So I just do it like pretty fast and just tire the muscle out. You can also do it sitting against the wall. You won't have as much range of motion. It'll be a lot harder. You can get a dumbbell, place it on the floor, lift your leg over the dumbbell. You can do this because you might as well train your body using range of motion. Make it a little bit more challenging. Raise it out and do like circles with your hip flexors. So now with that, all of the movements I've shown you trains hip flexors, whatever the fuck this is, hip abductors, quads, calves, and the tibia, which is also gonna be important, especially for you. Holy shit, dude, you need to do this. You're going to the fucking army, bro. You need to strengthen your tibias. This is gonna be very important for shin splints. Very important for shin splints. Let's see. I'm trying to find a spot I can record. Okay. All right. Very important for shin splints. Because this is your tibia is your brake. That is your brake. That is whenever you were landing from a running position, boom, that force is traveling all throughout that knee. This is your shock absorption. If you don't have that, you're going to get shin splints. Just go against the wall, tibia raises, boom, to failure, as high as you can go. So that's every muscle covered, part covered. Now, I'm gonna go inside, bro, because I'm fucking starving. I mean, starving. Hey, I haven't ate yet. Kind of just woke up, drank an energy drink, took a shower, and came out here. Great way to start the day, if I'm being honest. But that's literally everything. I can show you some more nuances, like for neck health. I can show you something that I do on the floor to help with that. Again, if you have a tight or fucked up upper back, which since you work in a lot of landscaping, I'm sure you have at least some issues there. And remember, those some issues are going to turn out to be very big problems later on in life. It doesn't get better, it gets worse, and I'm telling you that from experience. So if you even have a little bit, dude, just let me know, and I got you. In lower back, I have a few things that I can do for that. I have 2 things in mind. So just let me know. I don't even know if I'll be able to send this video to you because it's a bit long. So I might just post it on YouTube. And if a stranger watches, hello, my name is Jacob Jones. It's nice to meet you. I live in Wilmington, North Carolina. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping still. I don't know the time. But anyways, God bless if you believe in them. I don't know if I do. Take care.